Anyone?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
you
Go
can
ahead.
start, please.
Okay. So before going to start for any product means whether it is Palo Alto, Cisco, Juniper, SRX, we should be know how the architecture, how the hardware, how the software works. Okay, then we go into the inside that functionality. So we're gonna start with the hardware work. What are the flavor is given by the Palo Alto? Flavor means what are the models and different type of firewalls is being offered by the Palo Alto itself. Okay. So in your screen, you are saying, do you guys see my screen? I'm sharing.
Yes, we
Okay.
can.
Yes,
We
sir.
can see.
We can.
Yes, it is.
So it's always better to understand different flavor first. Let's understand the flavors. So Palo Alto give different flavor of firewall with the name of next generation firewall, VM series firewall, CN series firewall, CDSS, cloud deliver security system, and the Panorama. Apart from that, also so many flavors are there right now in Palo Alto. Okay, but we're gonna focus on next generation firewall and VM series firewall because all these other things have the different not in scope of PCNSC like Cortex, CDL. All these things are different thing for the different purpose. Okay, the main Palo Alto, to understand the Palo Alto, you should know next generation firewall. This is what we're gonna focus. Okay, when I'm saying next generation firewall and the VM series firewall, so let's talk in detail what are the different methods and what are the different things available in next generation firewall. Okay, in this diagram, you may be seeing the series. Okay, so for like every vendor, Palo Alto is also having a different model number or series number. The smallest one, it's like 410. 220 is also there. Okay, 220 is also there, but it's not mentioned. I'll show you that. So the smallest one, the series of firewalls start with 410 for basic capabilities, which is the series of 400. When I'm saying series, so that means it would be like 410, 420 kind of model number. And when I'm saying 400, it's a series. Okay. So the series are 400 series, 800 series, 3400 series, 5400 series, 5450 series, 7K. Okay. Now it is the growth and depends what is the use of this firewall. Based on that, you're going to use it. Okay. All these are physical firewall. All these are physical firewall. So wherever you see the physical firewall, it is PA series firewall. We call it PA series firewall. Palo Alto series firewall. That means all are physical series firewall. Let's take one example into that. This is one more diagram. So by the picture itself, you can see here, see 220 is also there. Palo Alto 220, very small firewall by the size also and by the port number as well. Okay, 400 series firewall, 1400 series firewall, 3200 some more port, 3400 some more capabilities, 5200 the bigger firewall, 5400 series, and then 5450 chassis level firewall. Okay, it is chassis level, blades are there. And the 7K also, bigger firewall, complete chassis and blade. This is the available PA series firewall right now with Palo Alto. Right now, these are the available. So when I am saying 3400 series, that means 3400 series, there will be a model called 3420, 3450, like that. So you just remember this series and there will be a different model number. Okay. Apart from this PA firewall, when we have one more physical firewall, which we call as a panorama. Okay. Panorama or Pano. You can call Pano as well. Panorama. So understand this Panorama is a physical firewall only. Okay, but the purpose is different. The GUI, the configuration, everything will be same. The only difference is purpose. When I'm saying purpose means understand Panorama as a management server. Okay, management server or a management firewall, which will manage all other firewall or next generation firewall. All other next generation firewall is managed by Panorama. It's a centralized management firewall. While look-wise, everything will be same. Just a purpose we are using to manage all other firewall. It's a similar like we use in FMC in Cisco, Fortinet, I think FortiManager in Fortinet, okay, and Gaia in Checkpoint. It's the same thing as a management server we are using as a Panorama. Okay, so few important stuff in PA series as well. You might having some question of where to use, why to use, what is the functionality. Okay, so that is the important question when you go in the role of designer, okay, architect or implementer, where you have to decide what model number is important for my requirement and which model number I'm going to use it. So for that, you need to understand all different flavor first. What is the difference between these models? Based on that, you can decide. Okay. So as of now, you got to know this is the physical firewall. If you want to implement this firewall in any data center, you can implement it. Okay. Any data center, you can implement it. Even in your campus network, okay, data center, you can implement it. In your campus network also, you can implement it. Campus network plus your remote offices also, you can remote implement it. And data center for the DMZ and the internet edge gateway as well. In short, wherever you are seeing the high bandwidths, high utilization, always use PA series physical firewall. Okay, these are the places where you can use the physical firewall. Now, what are the benefit of having physical firewall? Okay, when you have virtual as well, what are the benefit of having physical firewall? First, it's a hardware is optimized, speed and throughput. Means the speed and throughput is very high compared to all other virtual firewall because it's a dedicated firewall, PA series firewall. Okay. And all other functionalities like IPS, URL, filtering, all L7 activities you can use in PA series firewall. And the centralized management for the PA series firewall is very important using a Panorama because it's a multiple firewall we're gonna use in your network. Okay, so very good picture I have. Let me show you. Okay, before going there, let's click this one. This is the official page of paloaltonetworks.com hardware architecture. This is the photo I have used. Okay, so if you wanna compare means you have the option of using 5400 and someone is saying what to use and where to use. You have to open this page, come here. For example, let's compare 34, like 3200 series or 3400 series. Okay. What is the CPU? 3-core CPU, PA 34 core CPU, four, excuse me, excuse me, please. It's all depend on your CPU and storage and RAM. So the bigger firewall you will have the bigger number of CPU will be more, RAM will be more and storage will be more. So for example, okay, for the data plane and control plane, we'll talk about, just see here. Right now for the data plane, 9 CPU, okay? And here 3 CPU for the core. If you go back, where is that? Uh, 3400 compared to this 400 series firewall. One core, 3 core. It is there comparatively when you see that only one CPU core and 3 CPU core. Based on your number of users and your connections and your devices, you should be do the analysis how much bandwidth you need it. Based on the bandwidth, you have to use this data sheet. You can just download the complete data sheet. Okay, I'll give you this. Complete data sheet means it will tell you how and what are the connections required. Maximum firewall throughput, 1.4 Gbps, threat prevention, IPsec, maximum concurrent session, virtual systems. What are the features? Everything is in detail. So when you will be in a place of architect, you should be aware or at least aware of that thing. No need to remember anything because you have everything documented. So based on your requirement, it's your data center firewall or small branch firewall, you should be able to decide among P series firewall or PA series firewall, what number of or what are the firewall you can decide. That is technically thing. Okay, that is the technical thing. Now you will ask a question, sir. Do we decide every time by this? I have given one link in your chat. Okay, just save it. So it is not a true case, not only in technical basis. Okay. The important factor here is budget. Okay. So it's not always go for the technical thing. It's your budget as well. So based on your budget, and the third important thing, your favorite senior management. What senior management looks like. So some senior management is from the Palo Alto, then they will implement Palo Alto. If some senior management from the Juniper, they will implement Juniper. Or if they have some good amount of resources which know Cisco, they will go for the Cisco. But in Palo series, okay, it's always budget used to play a role because Palo is costliest firewall, okay, among all these vendors. So this is about the PA series firewall. Let me cover one more slide, then I'll open up the question. So most of you guys already worked in routing and switching, okay? You know how this physical box look like, okay, for other vendor. I'm going to talk about Palo Alto, how this physical box look like and what is the front panel and front panel and the back panel, okay? So let me open it here, okay? It will be, these links are in your PDF, so no worries, okay? Does it look? Okay, fine. So this is your front panel. When I'm saying front panel, the front side of your box. So different ports which you are seeing over here till here. Okay. These all are Ethernet ports. You can connect like 9, 10 from starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 till 43 and 44. Okay. Different port numbers up and down and the links for that. That's common in every vendor device. Okay. Nothing new into that physical. Okay. The new which is here 1A, 1B. Okay. So for Palo Alto failover or HA, for some of the models, they have dedicated HA, okay, dedicated HA, and some have not dedicated HA. You can use these interfaces as well. So bigger firewall, the model number like 5400 is having a dedicated HA port. Okay, dedicated firewall port. So this is the A, 1A and 1B is your dedicated HA port. A means active and B means a backup. Means for the Palo only, it is giving you a failover port dedicated plus a backup for the failover port as well in Palo. Okay, that is important here. But not all the models are having the same port configuration. Depends on the model and the size of that. Okay,
Sorry, Ron, sorry to interrupt you.
please go ahead.
Is there any the port number 9 to 44? These ports are Ethernet port or like SF fiber ports? Because it
It's a
looks like
fiber port here. Okay, so the fiber ports are here 7, 8. These are the fiber ports. Okay.
all right. Okay.
SFTP, SFP, okay, you can
SFP, yeah.
SFP here, and all this Ethernet cable you can use it here. Okay.
All right.
Depends on the model, how many
Ron,
SFP ports are there. So, yeah, 1 second, please. Let me show you how many ports are there. One moment to answer your question. Okay. Let me. So if you see here, see Ethernet 1 to 8. Okay, 1 to 8. SFP 9 to 20. SFP
Yeah, this is something looks like, yeah, yeah.
QSFP. Okay, QSFP is also there. HSCI port. There is one dedicated port for HA3 failover. Means Palo Alto is more focused on failover. So they have given one more port called HSCI port. We'll talk about all these ports. Okay, HA1, HA2 for the failover. Dedicated management port, console port, USB port, console port, LED status and systems. Okay. So let me give this as well in your chat, and it is there in your documentation. Now I have stopped someone. Please go ahead. Sorry for that.
no, sir. I had a question regarding the active and the backup port you just mentioned. So my question is that, like, how both concept gonna be integrate, or how it gonna work, like in production scenario? Just can you shed some light on it?
Okay. So to understand that, uh, so let's assume you have two firewall. Okay.
Yep,
One firewall is active, one firewall is passive. These
that's
are active and passive firewalls, not ports. Now, let's assume this port, management port, okay, this HA1, okay, HA1 is connected to HA1. Okay, HA1 means control port and control. So if this goes fail, traffic will go from here. This is what we know till now from all these series of firewalls and vendors. But Palo Alto went one step ahead. What Palo Alto is saying, for this port also, they gave one more port called HA2 or B, not HA2, HAB, okay, HAB backup. In case this port even failed, still your failover will work via this port. This is what we do in our production. Understand? This is not active passive firewall. This is port level backup, which you saw here in your this picture. Where is the picture? This here. Now got it? This is
yes, and it should be connected physically, if I'm not wrong, right?
yes,
With
that
both firewalls.
both firewall back to back should be connected physically if possible. If not possible, there is way we can design it like using a switch. Means if both firewall is in top rack off, means one firewall, then top of that one more firewall. Then physically from one serial cable you can connect back to back. There's no issue.
And what tech stack gonna be work? like in terms of underlying technologies in this mechanism?
Serial cable you have to just use. That's it, nothing else.
Okay, the serial cable. Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, but in case if you are having active firewall in one uh, data center and you want to bring a HA between the data center, then it is going to be over a connectivity over a switch and the MPLS and IPsec, whatever. But it's a different topic. Okay, but that is also possible. Not always physical firewall or physical connectivity back to back. So if someone asks, it is mandatory to have physically back to back connected? No. If it is connected,
Okay.
well and good, no issue, very good. But if no, there is a different design like data center failover, then you have to create a connectivity between two firewalls.
Like it gonna be with switch as you just
Switch.
mentioned, right?
Yes, yes, it's gonna be on switch.
Okay, okay. Thanks.
Okay. Front panel, back panel, front panel. Okay. Let's talk something about the back panel as well. Okay. So this is sufficient. Let's use this picture itself. PS series. Okay, this is front. Okay, so if I go here, no, this is not good. Let's use my only. So in back, okay, you can see there's a console port as well, which you can take a console. Okay, console cable, using a console cable, you can use console. USB to upload, download some iOS. Okay, Pan OS, if you can use it for the configuration, use it. Okay. HSCI port is a different port which we will use in HA3 when we do HA, okay, failover. It's like HA1, HA2, and HA3 as well. In that case, for high uh, HSCI ports we can use, okay. Management C, that dedicated management port as well for backup as well. HA1, HA. So different model number will have different front and back panel. It won't be similar to every firewall. So if you want to explore every model number, I have given a
Sorry, Ron. Sorry to interrupt you again. What is the difference between HSCI and you told about high availability HA1,
HA1.
AB,
Yeah.
but what about HSCI?
Okay, very good. So we're gonna talk about this HSCI into our active passive lab, but to give just brief, okay, just brief. So for example, if HA1 is connected, HA1 is for control plane, okay? Control plane. HA2 is for data plane, okay? Now, when you do active setup, okay? Generally, we do active passive, okay, in your companies. But in Palo Alto, we'll do the active setup. When you do active setup, we make this HSCI port as a HA3 as well. HA3, this port, HSCI port called HSCI HA3 port. These are HA3 port. HA3 is also a data port, which will use high bandwidth traffic flow. For example, if your company which is having a very uh, high bandwidth traffic, okay, and you know that active means, what is that meaning of active?
Both should be active at same
Both
time.
be active, okay, then a session should be come from here and here as well, both should working at the same time. So in that means the synchronization between these two firewalls for the data port and data connectivity, okay, we use HSCI port. This is what I can at least explain at this level. Okay, we are not in detail.
Sir,
Okay.
can I ask one question? This is Joban again. Sorry to interrupting you again. So you mentioned that control plane and data plane. Like, what is the technology behind, like, which both
Will you
connects, like both control plane and data plane? Like, how system or a physical device knows, like, now it's turns for the data plane and now it's turns for the control plane.
So Jobajit, it's just next slide I have. Let's talk here.
Okay.
Okay. You are
Yeah,
going
should
much
should be
faster.
fine, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go step by step.
Yeah, no problems.
Okay. So, okay. So if you want to understand full form, high speed chassis interconnect. That is the full form. High speed chassis interconnect. Okay, but no use. No need to remember. But just remember it used in active. Okay, as a data port in active data port, or we call it HA3 as well. HSCI. This is what as of now just understand. We'll get into the detail in active session as well. Okay. It's just an overview of models. Okay. In PA series, starting from here, does anyone have any kind of questions related to PA series only?
Sir, what is the purpose of log port here? There's a log port between management and HSC port.
Uh-huh. Okay, so very important question. Log port generally doesn't have in all other vendors. Okay, it's dedicated port giving higher model number of Palo Alto. So let's assume. Okay. If a firewall is there and there is some syslog server, like for example, let's QRadar, okay, QRadar, okay, or Splunk, anything you worked into there. By default, Palo Alto, if it is there, they will send a syslog traffic if it is enabled, okay, syslog. It will, if it is not generated, okay, it will be like UDP514. Depends. You can customize the port as well. But the concept here, firewall will send a syslog traffic to the syslog servers. That is, as of now, you know that. By default, it use the management interface. Okay. By default, it use the management interface. But one second, please. Okay. Sorry, someone just called me. Okay. So by default, it use the this management interface as for the Palo Alto. But you can change the port as well. Okay, you can change the port as well, like Ethernet port as well for Palo Alto. But if you are having such firewall which is generating huge logs, the problem here is like management interface is having a very less bandwidth. It is not for sending the data ports. It's just for the management SSH, okay, management traffics and all, not high in bandwidth. If you are sending high in bandwidth in management, it will be choke up. That will be a problem. But it's always good to send from the Ethernet port because it's having 1 Gbps or 2 Gbps, very high in ports. You can send it. Palo Alto went one step ahead. They gave a log port itself. Use this port for just sending the log to the syslog server. That is the separate dedicated port only. In all other vendor firewall, we generally use either management or Ethernet. Okay, but for some model, they gave a dedicated port for sending the logs to the syslog server. This is What
And what connector we can use to plug into it, like
it is high
physically?
speed, so SFP should be used. High speed internet.
Okay,
Okay, it is high
should be fiber one, right?
fiber one.
Okay, understood. I got it. Thank you.
Okay, you can check in this sheet as well. Okay, so if you go in that sheet, where is that sheet?
Yeah.
Okay, just go. Okay, just go into that sheet. You will find it. Fans and all, it's not in use. Okay, so I don't want to talk about this.
Yeah, we'll look at it. No problem. Thank you.
It's a huge detail. Just take your time and see. Now,
Hi, hi, sir.
hello.
Yes, I have one question regarding the front panel, back panel. Can you go back to that slide once?
Mhm.
Sir, is there
Course.
a interconnection between HSCI, BA, and I mean, the resiliency, that one, the failovers we talked about, the ports in front panel?
Mhm.
Is there going to be an interconnection, or how is it going to work? Like, if this is active, then
Mhm.
if both are having traffic flow, some
Right.
kind of connection, then
Right.
how is failover going to work in this case?
Okay. So in interconnection wise, you have to physically connect HA1 to HA1, HA2, okay, 2 means just I'm writing 2, HA2, okay, HA2, and the third one, HSCI, HSCI to HSCI, and the fourth one, backup HSCI to backup HSCI. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actual, how many connectivity will be there? Let me draw. How many failover ports? HA1, okay, HA1 backup, HA2, HA2 backup, HSCI, HA3, HA3 and HA3, 3 backup. So total 6 ports are required. That is maximum to connect a firewall for a failover to have maximum capacity. It is not always you want to use all 6 port. Okay, so let's understand. Physical connectivity, yes, you have to connect like back to back HS3, HA3 and HA3 backup for maximum capability. But minimum, you should able to at least connect HA1 to HA1 minimum, HA2 to HA2. This is the minimum. In that case, also your failover will work without any issue. This is something for full capability. Is that answer your question?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Okay. This
Thank
is
you.
the minimum. In that case, also failover will work, but not in full functionality. There is something different we're gonna learn in etching.
Okay, sir.
Now, we talked about the PA series firewall, physical firewall. But do you think everywhere we use a physical firewall? No, right? Wherever we have rack space, data center, offices, we use a physical firewall. Okay. Now, we're gonna talk about the virtual firewall as well. Means no dedicated physical box. So we call it VM series firewall. Okay, where you can use the VM series firewall. Okay, one thing in all this model, okay, all this, okay, we are talking about physical, then talk about the physical only. So all this firewall which we saw there, okay, that model, for example, I talked about 5400, right? Or 220 or 440. That was the PA series firewall. You can use all this functionality, for example, 5400 series into a VM mode as well. VM series firewall means VM series of 5400. The less capability, but you can use it. What is VM series firewall? Let's understand that. In PA firewall, regardless any kind of firewall, the software we called Pan OS. Okay. Sorry for the writing. I have ordered my new tablet XP pen. Okay, that old one was broken, So I'm using something temporary. I have that XP pen. So every software in Palo Alto Firewall, we will call it PAN OS. Okay, Palo Alto OS. There are series like starting from 6 to right now, I think 11. Okay, there are different versions of PAN OS. It will be similar across the board. It is not like for the physical firewall we are using different PAN OS and VM series we are going to use different. It is same across the board, no change into that. Okay. So let's assume you have one VM, okay, KVM. So VM, like you know that we are in vSphere and all, right? Physical VM server. Okay. So in one server, if you created one VM, okay, virtual machine, and in virtual machine, it asks for iOS or software, right? If whoever worked in systems team or who know it, we just upload a VM of iOS. You can make that VM to a Linux box as well, Windows box as well, depends what iOS you are going to select it. So in VM series firewall, we just select a PAN OS. Okay, PAN OS. So in software, if you select the PAN OS, that VM series will act as a virtual firewall, VM firewall. Okay, if you install a PAN OS in virtual machine, and you can use any kind of virtual machine, 100 of virtual machines are there. Important, you have to use the software as a PAN OS in virtual machine, then that will be called as a VM series firewall. Okay, right now, what I am using here in my lab, it's all VM series only. Okay, in my lab also, it's VM series only. I'll show you how to use it. In term of understanding in your mind, any question how this VM series will look like?
Sir, can we implement it the same VM in production environment because it
100%.
only secure our systems, right? What about the network?
No, we can use VM series firewall 100% in production. I am also using. Okay, and
Okay.
everywhere it's being used. It's just everything is same. It's just instead of physical box, you are using a VM series firewall. That's it, nothing else. It will do the
Like how about router, like where we have a WAN connection with the ISP?
yeah.
Like how we can implement over there for ingress traffic and like or
Ins-
egress traffic.
So you want how physically VM will connect, right? How a
Uh,
virtual thing will connect to the physical router. This is what you want to understand, right?
yes, like how we
So,
can secure our connection.
let's assume this, okay? Let's assume that. If you
Yeah,
are having PCs over here, you will connect to your access switch first, okay? Then your
yeah,
whatever distribution switch, and then your core switch, three tier, okay?
we
Core switch.
yeah.
And now depend where you are connecting your security. So if you want to secure your connectivity at the core level, what you have to do, let me just clear it out this picture. Okay. So what you wanna do?
Sorry, sir, to interrupt. Sir, may I know what is the access level, the core level, and distributor level?
Okay, Nilesh should. Okay, I'll tell you. Just
Okay.
let's clarify this one. So this is a switch, right? It will have a port. So let's assume you bought one server, okay? Any vendor server would be IBM or anything, okay? Just a server, physical server. You'll connect a physical port with that server port, okay? Now, this VLAN, whatever VLAN you are using, that port will be in the same VLAN. Now, in that server, a VM will be used as a PA, Palo Alto. Every traffic should pass from Palo Alto, then only it will go to the router. This is the way you can implement a VM series firewall physically. In physical connectivity, instead of this physical box, you will have a complete physical box. But in VM series firewall, you will have one server there, and all the traffic will pass from that server and the PA series firewall. Oh, sorry, VM series.
Yep. Now I got it. So, yeah. We
Now,
have to install it over over the server, right? So
right,
it should be passed through, then it goes to the router. Okay,
exactly.
understood.
So this is Nilesh, I think, should. So this is your routing and switching. When the first level of end user are connected, like the switch, this switch, which is directly connected to the end user, we called access layer or access switch. Then after that, if you have connectivity between offices and you want to segregate the VLANs, that level is called distribution layer, where you segregate the VLAN. And the core is the end level where you connect to the ISP, the final layer, outer layer, the core layer. All the traffic will connect to the core. So this is your routing and switching. Okay. Three layer architecture in switch. If you just type it, you will see this diagram. Okay. See this. Access layer means all access routers, switches, and everything. Distribution layer, and then the core layer. This is what I was trying to show. My diagram.
Got it, sir.
Okay. Let's go ahead. This is VM series firewall. Okay. 100% functionality will be same as a PA series firewall. Nothing will be changed. Okay. Where to use it? Important question. Where to use it? Where you have some virtualized environment, maximum virtualized environment you have, use VM series firewall. Okay. If you have some public or private cloud as well, you can use it. Or flexibility as well. So for example, you are using a PA series firewall in some location, STP location or SEZ location. Okay, I think SEZ is SEZ, right? SEZ is government, right? Which one is government? SEZ. Yeah, right.
Yes.
SEZ is government. And you use a PA physical firewall in SEZ location. Okay. And you have one more SEZ location, you bought it for your office. It's very normal. Okay. And what you want to use this PA series firewall to here. Okay. There will be a huge documentation. You have to get government approval to move this physical box to here. If this is the SEZ. Means physically everything needs to move, have everything will be complex, difficult. But remember, if you are having some PS series, VM series firewall, sub servers were there and servers are already there. Just shut down the server here and install the PAN here. That's it. Move the connectivity from here. Means flexibility. In PS series, you have the flexibility. Okay.
Sir, what about the bandwidth? Like, is it really varies in terms of virtual firewall or the physical in
Okay.
terms of bandwidth connection?
Okay. So whether it is a physical or virtual VM or PA, it all depend what is your pipe. Pipe means what is the ISP bandwidth you are using at data center, where you are using. For example, if here it is you are using 1 Gbps connection, 10 Gbps connection. Okay. Definitely the performance where here will be more. Now, if talk about this thing, the ports, okay, the port will be same, not physical port, but the ports will be same. You can check the data sheet of VM series firewall. Okay,
Yeah.
compare it for you guys. Okay? It will be. VMC specs it. No, no. VM series. Let's talk about this one. See, this is the diagram, beautiful diagram they have given. Means there are different VMs, virtual machines, and one of the virtual machine they have just used VM series, PAN-OS. That's it, nothing else. Virtual switch as there. While talking about the sessions, you can compare it. Maximum session for different VM series, 100, 200. In VM, it's lower models are also available, okay? Like 300, 200, 100 are also. So maximum sessions. And you have data sheet for this one also. Where is that data sheet? Right. Maximum session, physical firewall. There is that. Where is that
Like
session?
each physical and virtual one has its different parameters, right? And
So let's assume throughput, okay, 410, 1.4 Gbps. Throughput, do you see anything throughput? No throughput. Throughput, 1 Gbps. See, performance, firewall throughput for it is 1 Gbps. But when you are seeing here, let me close all other tabs. It's the basic one. The minimum one is 1.4 Gbps. Even it goes to the 3 Gbps, 4 Gbps. So you can clearly see when you don't need a bigger firewall, you have a small office, you know, some minimum kind of thing. Okay. Like you can use in 500 and 1000 as well. Okay. No issue is into that. But when we say a physical box, it's the real thing, capacity wise, throughput wise, everything. But
yeah,
not like VM is not gonna use. You can use VM. I'm using VM in different offices. Okay. So it is also working. But you want full functionality, full capacity for physical. Okay.
yeah, and it is understood. Yeah.
Let's talk about CN series firewall. Okay. So now muting all. Okay. There is one more flavor called CN series firewall. CN series firewall. So you know that there are some developer team, they work in Kubernetes, okay, container, Dockers, DevOps team. In there also, we need a firewall. So there are two kind of firewall you can implement. One is north to south, which we generally use it. Like you have a switch, you have a firewall, then you have a router. This is the firewall you used. But in Google networking, AWS or cloud networking, okay, there is a traffic also, okay, uh, east west east-west traffic mean different between different container. If you want to restrict it, monitor it, you can implement a firewall. That firewall is not that kind of functionality firewall like huge firewall or something. But Palo Alto provide those services as well between the containers, Kubernetes. So that kind of firewall, we call it CN series firewall, cloud native apps. Means firewall is required everywhere, whether it's a physical, virtual, or a cloud. So when you are looking for a cloud, go for VM series firewall or CN series firewall. And important, for example, I'm going back to the VM, okay. For example, your infrastructure is completely over a cloud. Okay. Once you are some company, okay, your complete infrastructure is over a cloud. Very less architecture, very less design is over on-prem. Okay. But you want to implement a complete full-fledged firewall in cloud itself. What you have to do, you have to create some instance. Okay. Instance, I'm not talking about any specific vendor like VNet, you know, instance means cloud instance. And in the OS, just install PAN OS. Okay, PAN OS. Your physical fire or your VM firewall will be over the cloud. That is one of the very good use of VM series firewall. Okay. But CN series firewall is not that full functionality firewall. You have to use uh, call a API. A complete segment is there for the CN series. It is, I think, we're gonna not touch this part, CN series, just for understanding. These are firewall which used by the Kubernetes and DevOps team. CN series. I haven't used it, but it's a CN series. Prisma Access, one another flavor. These are the flavor, okay. Prisma Access, you might heard about this Prisma, okay. So Prisma Access, what is Prisma Access? Let's assume you are having Panorama. Panorama is a management server, okay, and you are using some kind of VPN and Office data center, everything you are using, okay, and you created some cloud or some firewall, cloud firewall, let's assume some cloud firewall over there.
It's for cloud security, right?
For?
It's cloud for cloud security.
No, you can use on-prem security as well, but for the cloud. One second, please. This guy is calling since. Hello. Hello. Sorry, I'm back. So let's assume this physical data center, okay, this physical data center is there, or you implemented it, okay, in your cloud. This is in one of the country, their war is going on, and boom, a missile came, complete data center went down. You are working in US, but some data due to the data center, your complete infrastructure will be down. So what you will do, you will seek for a backup, some other country, okay, here, so that your traffic can be go there. If any issue is there, you can go for different country, different places, okay. But how many infrastructure will you build? It is not your task. Your task is to develop software or do production, whatever your parent company is there, okay. It's not your work to build different data centers and infrastructure across the globe. What else you can do, okay? Connect your infrastructure to a cloud which is owned by the Palo Alto itself, and it called a Prisma. Okay, it called a Prisma. This is owned by the Palo Alto. You just connect it. In Palo Alto Prisma, they will have a different data center, firewalls, availability zone, and everything across the globe. Whatever is there, you will get the 100% SLA of connectivity. So when you use this kind of infrastructure, we call it Prisma Access. Everything will be taken care by Palo Alto itself, dedicated service like your zero trust access, your proxy, your firewall, DLP, URL filtering, VPN access, everything is being taken care by the Palo Alto itself. But it's not always, okay. I have used some services. Panorama I was using means whatever it needs to be go into the cloud, we decide it, what policy, what configuration should go out, okay. But all the gateways are being taken care by the Palo Alto. This type of setup is called Prisma. Okay. We're not gonna touch CDSS. It's just overview. Okay. Don't take stress. We're not gonna touch. It's just overview. So someone ask you, you should be able to answer. Okay. So CDSS is not a physical firewall or a cloud firewall or virtual firewall. It's a service. Okay. Cloud delivered security service. It's not a firewall. Cloud delivery security services means, let's assume in your network, in traditional way, if you want to use a proxy, what you will do? You will connect your network to some proxy device, right? Like Blue Coat, okay? Blue Coat, Threat Pulse, and so many proxies, okay? But these are traditional way to use the proxy. You have to manage it, change the proxy, whitelist, blacklist, everything you need to do that. That's a problem in traditional way. What if this proxy itself is over a cloud, and whatever physical work, manual work you were doing in proxy, it is being taken care by some of the cloud vendor here, the Palo Alto is taking care everything your proxy stuff. Okay, you need to just send your traffic to the Palo Cloud. This kind of service is called CDSS, one of the service. Not only this one, DNS service, URL filtering service, IOIT, DLP, Global Protect, Access VPN, threat prevention, IPS, IDS. If everything is being taken care by the Palo Alto Cloud, this kind of service is called a CDSS service, and you have to buy it by subscription. You have to pay for that. As soon as you'll pay it, it will be enabled in your box, whether it is PM or a PA, or VM or a PA. It will be just enable it. This is called a CDSS. Okay. This all I have covered. Till here, very important to know your scope. We are not going to be everywhere. What is our scope? In our lab and your environment, we are gonna use this VM series firewall, and these two we're gonna talk everything. And this is all about PCNSC. It's not in PCNSC, it is not there. Panorama is there. 1, 2, 3. We are gonna talk about all these three. This is not there. I just talked here because you should know it. Okay.
Sir, can we connect like a Panorama without licensing of
Mm,
firewall?
okay, so let's understand thing. So some people don't know about the Panorama, but it is there in our syllabus. So just give a brief. If Panorama is there, okay, and you want to manage it multiple firewalls, you have to give a serial number over here. And you are saying you don't have a license. Okay, you don't have a license. Since you don't have a license, you won't see the option itself to add this firewall. Without firewall, without firewall license in Panorama license, you won't be able to add any of the firewall into the Panorama. The reason behind that, for example, there is a batch. You can add 1 to 25 firewall, 25 to 50, sorry, 1 to 50, 100, 500. For each license or subscription, they are charging differently. Okay. By default, also, you can't connect any of the firewall. So if you don't have license, you won't be able to connect any of the firewall to the Panorama. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It's been 1 hour now. So how's this session going on for you guys? I'm not talking on till now. It's just overview. I haven't touched anything technically yet. Is
For
it
me, it's great.
good? Okay.
It's
Try
doing
to
good, sir.
good. Okay. Try to understand the things. Okay. Concepts. Don't try to remember. No.
But sir, I don't understand the logic behind the Prisma. Can you shed some light if you don't
Joba,
mind?
Jobanjit. Okay. So I think, as per my observation, see, this is the thing which we covered and just explained. This is the thing
Uh-huh.
we are gonna touch. Prisma Access and Prisma things. It's a complete huge syllabus. Like I take 40-day class for Palo Alto, PCNSC, a 40-day class for the Prisma also. So you can understand the complete syllabus to explain is very difficult. The overview, if you want to understand, I can explain
Yeah.
more time, but if you want to go in detail, that will be a problem. Okay. Prisma Access, there is one diagram. Uh, I generally don't stop anyone to ask question, but when it goes beyond that, I can
Mhm.
explain that. See, this is the diagram I use always to teach everyone. You see that?
Yeah, I can see.
Now, imagine if you have a physical on-prem network and everything, but when you are in Prisma Access network, complete thing will be changed. For example, if you are a mobile user means you are working from home. Okay, working from home. Working from home means mobile user. You will also connect to the Prisma cloud. Remote site means you are having some offices, remote site. Okay, offices that will also connect to the Prisma cloud. You have a data center, headquarter. This will also go to the Prisma cloud. Remote site, mobile user, internet connectivity will also come from the Prisma cloud. Your log system, CDL, we call it CDL, everything. So in short, hub and spoke model you may be knowing in previous.
Yes. Yep.
When you design a Prisma Access, everything will connect to the cloud called Prisma Cloud. And it is completely different what we are traditionally learning now. That's why I don't want to
Yeah.
in detail. It's a complete,
Understood. Yeah.
okay.
Prisma only used in a cloud-based or just only in on-prem?
You can use in on-prem as well and cloud as well. There are three type of model for the Prisma. Partial
Okay.
model. Partial model means some of the functions your company will take care, and some of the functions Palo Alto will take care. In
Mhm.
complete model, dedicated model, 100% will be taken care by the Palo Alto. That is the
Got you.
subscription license you have to buy, and there is a different charges for that. Okay,
Thank you, sir.
it's a complete big thing. Okay, if you want to learn Prisma, I'm giving you. But before learning to Prisma, you have to be 100% knowledgeable over Palo Alto. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah. Understood, sir.
like you are doing your 10th, then you are going on graduation or IIT or something. Now, let's talk something basic. Basic. Basic means it's not part of completely Palo Alto, but it's like a basic networking, which we should know it. Okay, let's assume we are going to talk about control plane. Okay, control plane and data plane. Control plane and data plane. Let's assume one thing. Okay, giving one example. If there is a firewall, if this is the management interface, and you are doing SSH, HTTP, whatever, okay, HT or management thing, you are here, you are doing 22 or 443 to access this firewall. Okay, then here is one of the case. There is a traffic. Okay, you are accessing here. There is a traffic. Okay, like your source is there, destination is there, means you are the source, here is the destination. Your traffic is coming here and going inside the firewall, okay, and reaching that destination. Answer me, what is the difference, basic difference in these two diagrams? Anyone? One by one.
So for what you wanna like, what you're expecting, like in your answer, in my answer.
In this diagram, do you see
Yeah.
any difference, the basic difference, not technical difference? The flow wise,
But
the flow of,
like there is a HTTP and there is a SSH.
okay,
So
anyone?
Ron,
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I believe control plane is used to manage the firewall, and data plane is the real traffic, like the user traffic. Okay. So once the firewall is configured by the control plane, then the real user traffic will flow. So that will be the difference.
good.
control plane makes a decision in terms of routing,
Hmm.
and the data plane we configures on the interfaces. The main difference.
Okay, good. Anyone else want to try? Try it, okay? No hurry and worry. Try it. Okay, no worries. We'll try. This traffic, the first traffic, is not traversing out from my firewall. This traffic is just using here to manage this firewall, not traversing out. Okay, that kind of traffic is example of control plane. One of the example. I'll show you some more, but that is one of the example. This type of traffic is traversing from your firewall using all the functionality of the firewall and going out, in and out. This kind of traffic is called data plane traffic, traffic wise. This type of traffic is used to control the device, control plane traffic. Okay, that is one of the traffic called management traffic. Okay, that is one of the traffic. Second type of traffic, you may be knowing syslog traffic. This syslog traffic is not going into out, not traversing that. Okay, it is originating from the firewall and going out to the syslog server. Okay, DNS traffic. Here, if source and destination is defined, for if you are using some Amazon.com, your traffic will go from one port and will go out to the other port. Okay, that is a data plane in terms of the flow. Now, in terms of the decision taking, just now I think Jobajit Singh said, in terms of decision, this is in terms of flow. What I told here, this is in terms of flow. In terms of decision, let's see that. So let's assume your firewall is having some route. So when you take a route, so for example, in your routing configuration, let's take one route, static route. Okay. And static route would be like your destination, your interface, your mask, and then your next hop. Okay. For example, let's assume some default route, 1/1 interface, and next hop, some IP is there. Okay, I'm not giving any IP. If you are having default route also, okay, and some more route, 172.16 route is also there, same thing. Okay. If you want to reach some destination, and to reach that destination, okay, you have different routes, different ways to go there. But all of these routes, there will be only one best route. Okay, not all. There will be only one best route. So the plane which decide which one is the best route, who take decision where to go, that is being done by the control plane. Means take decision. This is what you told, right? Jovajit Singh, right?
Yes, sir.
Sorry for the name. Okay, it's so many guys.
No problem,
Okay.
sir.
So who takes the decision? Control plane takes the decision, not in terms of only routing. For everything, whatever plane will take the decision, it's control plane. Now, let's assume my control plane decided this route is good and all the traffic is going from here. Okay, BGP session, 1000K BGP sessions, peer IP, and everything is going from here. So once it decided all this session which is going here, it is being taken care by the data plane. Or one more example in terms of flow. if sessions are there, so one session is going on Amazon, one session is going on BBC, one session is going on Facebook. Okay. So all this session, which is live in your firewall, everything is being taken care by the data plane. Okay. Now let's understand this thing via one good diagram. Okay. So when I'm talking control plane. When I'm talking control plane, understand the subnet or segregation. Okay. Under the control plane itself, there is a plane called management plane. So inside the control plane itself, there is a plane called management plane, which takes care of all the management kind of thing. What all kind of management? Let's see here. Control plane. Inside that itself, I am talking about the management plane. What kind of traffic? Example, configuration. Okay. So whatever configuration you are doing, set, device config, IP address, object, type, any configuration which you are doing, okay, it is being managed by the control plane, because configuration is the thing which take the decision where to go the traffic, right? So that configuration is being taken care by the control plane. Logging, I told you, logging means like syslog log. Okay, that kind of logging used to be taken care by the control plane. Reporting, reporting means uh, SM, SNMP servers and all you configure for alert and all. If interface should go down and there should be some alert or some reports should be generated. Everything should be taken care by the control plane. Okay. So these things comes under the control plane. Now let's talk about the data plane. There are segregation in data plane as well. Okay. This is important to understand our architecture of Palo Alto Firewall. That's why I'm just giving brief, then I can talk about the architecture. So Palo Alto is having a different kind of architecture compared to other vendor. We call it SP3. Okay. In SP3, different kind of uh, interactions are between software and hardware. Software says, okay, SP3, sorry, SPP. P3 means PPP 3 times SP3. S means single. Okay. P means pass, parallel, processing. It is in next slide. Just I'm giving overview. SP3 means single pass parallel processing. Means if any signature matching needs to be done in terms of Palo Alto, in terms of routing we saw there, right? In terms of Palo Alto. So if any L7 things are there, L7, okay. Does anyone doesn't know about L7, layer 7 features, please?
Application layer.
Yeah, right. Example.
In terms of, sir, for the connectivity between user interface and the what is called the app internet, it going to be a internet connectivity, so between user interface and the website. Or you're looking something
No, that's
like
fine. It's not interview. That's fine. Whatever you know, you just answer. That's it. It's not interview. Anyone else? L7, layer 7 example. What do you understand by L7?
Yeah, in L7 we can use protocols like HTTPS, HTTP,
HTTPS, yeah.
yeah, user interface, yeah, web page and all.
Okay. Let me talk first L7. Okay. One moment. Maximum guys didn't turn up, so. So in your childhood, you maybe talked about OSI layer, right? OSI 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like your bit, MAC, IP, ports protocol, session presentation, application layer, application. Okay. So this is what I'm talking about here, L7, application layer protocol, application layer things. Okay. Like your security, your attack at application layer. Attack could be here also, here also, here also. Okay. When the virus comes, antivirus and everything. One moment, why there is echo. Jobajit, please go on mute. Okay. So anything which comes under the application layer is L7. So if firewall needs a signature matching means if any virus is there, and how our systems protect with virus, with the help of antivirus. Okay, with the help of antivirus. What is antivirus? Basically, it is having all kind of signature of virus. Means if a traffic is coming and it matches with one of the signature which is existing in their database, that means it's belong to the virus. So it is basically matching the signature. All this activity will done here in data plane. Okay, example virus, spyware or anything. Security processing. What is security processing? Like URL filtering. URL filtering, the example means, for example, if you are trying to open some website, some gambling website, okay, and there is a page came in your browser. This site is restricted as per your company norm. You see that in your company, right? If you want to open Facebook, Instagram in your company, it is blocked. How this being blocked? This is being blocked by the URL filtering. This we call a security processing. That is one of the example. It is also being done into the data plane. Okay, it is also being done into the data plane. Okay, SSL. In your browser, you can open two type of sessions. One is like HTTP and Amazon.com, and one session called HTTPS Amazon.com. It is different thing that it's already secured. You can't do that. But in your example, let's example, you are doing HTTP and we are doing HTTPS. What is the main difference then?
HTTP works on port 80, which is not secure, and the other one works on 443, which is called like a more secure. It provides security.
So why it is secure? That
Sir,
is the
it
question.
is encrypted network.
Encrypted. Encryption. That
Yeah.
is important word. Encryption. Okay. So the encryption, decryption, all these things being taken care by the data plane. That is the point I want to make it. Okay. Apart from that, all NAT translation, routing, QoS, lookup, anything is being taken care by the data plane. So this is the segregation of different type of traffic based on the control plane and data plane. Why it is important to understand control plane and data plane? Let's see here. Yeah. Okay. So every firewall is having a different architecture. Okay. Some copies from other firewall and some you build their new. Okay. So Palo-Alto is having a different type of architecture. I won't say where from copied, but it's a different kind of architecture itself. Architecture means complete firewall design software is completely different from other firewall. We're gonna compare. Okay. Till here, any question? Control plane, data plane, then I'll go for the SP3.
Hello,
Okay.
sir.
Yes.
Yes, one question, sir. So if there is some security threat in the L7,
L7.
So it will be detected by the control plane itself or in the data plane.
Data plane, everything, signature matching, security incidents, spyware, anti-spyware, everything is in data plane.
So it does not matter like from which layer the threat is regarding. It will be always controlled by the data plane itself.
Okay. Yeah. So layering thing, 1 to 7 layering thing is different, and control plane and data plane is different. There are different functionality. Different control plane will take care of different functions, and data plane will take care of different functions. Whether it is application layer attack or protocol layer attack or IP layer attack, it all been taken care by the data plane only.
Because
Oh.
this technology belongs to your interface. So that's why it detects over there and it prevents over there at same time.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Let's talk about SP3 architecture first. So you will think, what are the things that can be asked? So mostly interviewer ask, explain SP3, that's it. And what then, if you want to go into detail, we are going to do into the detail as well. But mostly they talk about the SP3. So in terms of full form, SP3 means single pass parallel processing architecture. Okay, SP3, single pass parallel processing architecture. What is single pass? Single pass means do it at once only. Do it once only, not repeat it. Do it once only, and parallel processing means parallelly do all the functions. Let's take example. Okay, this is very good diagram over internet, but you won't understand much thing. If a packet is coming, okay, if a packet is coming, if this packet wants to go for any L7 activities like URL filtering, DNS security, anything which is under L7, it is under L7. Do it at once. Okay, don't go there and come back. Do it at once. And do parallelly. Parallelly means if multiple packets are there, so multiple parallel sessions will be there for this functionality. Means it's not like one packet is done, then once it is done, then only second packet will come into the picture. No, if you are doing this by architecture, if you are doing functioning in this packet, parallelly function in all the packets. Let's see the same thing here as well. Okay, let's understand. There is something called policy engine. What policy engine does, it will do the policy inspection or policy work. Policy engine work is, you can see, security policy. See, security processing, all the security processing is being done. See, all the security processing. What security processing can be done? App ID, user ID, and content ID. What is app ID? To understand what is the app being used in that traffic flow. For example, if you want to open some like bbc.com, okay, some news.com, that traffic is going from the firewall and using an application called SSL. You know that, right? Web browsing, or application called web browsing. It will be identified by this policy engine and we call it app ID. For example, one more thing, if a traffic is going on UDP53, it is identifying as a DNS traffic. Okay, so that is being done by the app ID. User ID means mostly we write a configuration or a security policy in terms of IP addressing, right? Like one IP address and different IP address and then the port number. What if instead of source IP, if you write a name or a user ID, like your employee ID number, that we call it a user ID. Okay. content ID means it is very useful to detect the malware and all. That use being done by the content ID. All these things is done by the policy engine, and then networking means different type of interfaces, zones, all these things will come over the networking. What diagram says, whatever is coming in this path, do it at once in single pass. This is the arrow it is being done here. Single pass. Do it at once. Once you do it once, physically, firewall is having a different RAMs as well. Different RAM. It is not in any other firewall. It is having a different RAM for a different functionality. Control plane, they have dedicated control plane RAM for control plane. They have dedicated RAM for data plane. Inside that also different CPUs like networking CPUs, security CPUs, content CPUs. For example, if my networking is busy, okay, mean data plane is busy, heavily utilization, it won't impact my management plane. Or if this is busy, it won't impact my management plane because they have dedicated separate CPUs for everything. And the fast processing, they have multiple parallel sessions. Using all this functionality all together, we call it SP3. Okay. And this will increase your throughput, performance, everything. Now, it is very difficult to understand using these many diagrams. Let's understand using easy term. Okay, I know it is very difficult to understand this diagram. Let's understand by some diagram. Okay, easy diagram. All L7, for example, IPS, URL filtering, antivirus, everything, okay, is managed by the single management. It's managed by the single management, okay, and parallelly processing. For example, one session is there which require L7, and multiple sessions are required which require L7 inspection. Okay, L7 inspection. All will be done parallel. There are two terms. One is parallel, one is series. Okay, remember this word, series. Series means one thing will happen, then one is done, then it will go here, then it will go here, then it will go here, then it will go here. This is called series. But Palo Alto is in terms of parallel. Means anything come for L7 like in. What are in? URL filtering, DNS security, antivirus, everything, it is being inspected over here and just go out at once. This is the first diagram. Second diagram, how other things are different in checkpoint and Fortinet. Okay, you guys are worked in checkpoint and Fortinet as well, right? Some of the engineers already know that. So what it does in Fortinet, multiple management system for the different modules. For example, I remember I work in checkpoint as well. They have modules like IPS modules. Okay, I think proxy modules, DNS modules, different modules are there. Okay, you have to install all the modules. Okay, and use it in your checkpoint firewall. No issue into that. Nothing is good, nothing is bad. Understand the difference. So different modules are being used in checkpoint to function L7 activity. And they have different antivirus module, they have different DNS module, URL filtering module. That is in terms of checkpoint. Similarly, the different modules in the Fortinet as well. But there is no such modules, anything is there for the Palo Alto. Single module, single pass software. It's not like you have to come first here, then here. Oh man, if DNS needs to be go there, then go into that module. No, take it one, do all the functionality parallelly at once, not serially, parallelly at once, and send out the traffic. This is the main difference between this and this. Even if you don't understand, let's go in the next thing. Okay, just have patience, you will understand. So some traffic is coming from internet. Okay, traffic is came here. What does it mean by the single pass software? In this port it came. Okay, this port, this thing is being work for all L7 activity like URL, IPS, parallel checks means here also checking, here also checking, everything is being checked. Okay, here itself it check and go out and send it to the different users where it wants to send it. Okay, like what are the features? Decoding, encoding, decoding, like in case of IPsec, encoding, decoding, signature match, I told you, in terms of antivirus. Policy lookup. Policy lookup means which rule needs to go. App ID, user ID. Everything is being at one plot, one place, single pass software in Pan OS itself. No different softwares. Single software. Okay, it will be done and go out. How it is different in other vendor firewall? This is very important. If it same traffic comes here, okay, same traffic, see same traffic, same internet traffic comes here in different vendor. Assume any vendor except Palo Alto. Okay, URL filtering and IPS requirements are there. But first it will come here. It will check for L3, HA and everything, port, everything firewall policy. If it is done, then my packet will go here. Then once it is done, then packet will go here. Then it is done, packet will go here. Then it is done, packet will go here, then go out. It is called a, for one packet, it will do all these things. Once one packet go out, okay, then a second packet will come. And then again, this process will do there and go out. But it is so fast. It is not a slow thing. It is so fast also. You won't able to identify why. Okay. Now, till here, even if you don't understand SP3, let me give one example of a real time scenario. You are a guy, okay, from one place, you went into a bank called SBI. Anyone from US, UK here? I just want to check. I don't want to be India centric. Anyone from the US, UK?
Yes, I'm from UK.
Okay, Bibin. Okay. Anyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
So
from Canada.
Canada, Jobajit. Okay. So that's fine. I just want to make sure because I have some US candidate also, and when I give the example of Indian example, that will be not good for that. That's fine. If you are in one bank, okay, specifically, I take an example of SBI Bank. Okay, very first morning you went there in one uh, you consider yourself as a packet. You went into one bank. In one bank, one counter, there is one counter called "May I help you?" Okay. Then you told your problem. Then this person send you in counter number 1 and told take a paper, okay, paper and fill out all the request and submit to the counter number 2. Then you go to the counter number 2, submit it. And the counter number 2 told, oh, you have to go into the cash dispenser, take it the check, or do whatever you want, take it from the counter number 3. And finally, from the counter number 4, you can take out your money. It is just example, okay? And then you go out. This function is called a serial function where all firewalls right now is working. Serial function. Or not all, mostly which I know, checkpoint, coordinator, and Cisco itself. Okay. This is the way serial function work. Don't you think it is some better way could be? What could be the better way? Let's take example. You went into, okay, as a consider as a packet, you went into one bank, which is good bank in private. And maybe HDFC.
DFC.
Okay, or I said, you just went there in this counter, in this "May I help you" box, use there, and I have to withdraw the money. What SDFC engineer will do, or sorry, this agent will do, he will say, sir, please sit down here. Let me take care everything. He will go everywhere, whatever the process needs to be filled. Okay. And finally, you will get the money. All these internal things, do you think, was it necessary for the user? These are internal things. These engineers, that thing, internal things can be done by the SDFC employee. Internal things. You don't have to go here and there. So this method is a single pass. Okay, single pass. Single pass means your packet came, whatever inside needs to be done, IPS, IDS, antivirus, whatever the hell you want to do it inside. Okay, just pack it out. I don't care. My packet won't go here and there. So it takes everything, all the decision inside the single pass, and the packet is out. Don't you think this method is convenient for any employee or any user? Anyone?
Yes, it is very convenient than the other one, which the other vendors firewall using. So
Now, okay, yeah, it is convenient. Now, what is the difference then? One more difference. This is the single pass. Single pass, this is the example of single pass. Okay. Now, understand one more thing. One SDFC engineer is, oh sorry, agent is there, which took one user, not user, customer, one customer request, took care everything. There are multiple SDFC agents are there. Whatever customers are coming, they are taking care and doing all the internal bullshit and going out. This is called parallel processing at the same time. It is not like once this resource will free, then it will taken care by that engineer. It is not like that. This is a parallel processing. Now, tell me, anything in your mind? Got it? SP3 architecture?
yes, sir, it's very clear.
Yes, sir.
Anyone? Very good. There is a huge article for SP3. You can just go ahead and read it, but try to understand. Don't try to mug up. Okay. Now you will think, no, sir, I worked in Cisco as well. It was good. Yeah, it was good. Let me show you how it is good. Okay, I'm not telling anything is bad or good. Okay. It is the architecture we are talking about. Everything is good. Cisco is not FTD I'm talking, okay? Let's talk FTD. FTD architecture. Small. Are you able to see that? No, right? Very small. This one is good. Yeah, this is good. Yeah. See, in Cisco also, what they have done, what they have done, there is just a box. They have put iOS, I think iOS, okay, Cisco iOS inside that. There is no separate dedicated RAM, no dedicated things are there. Everything is there. It will be managed by the complete box, whatever it's come. In FTD, they have did some advancement. In ASA, it was old, but in FTD, they are using all these L7 things, okay? If any traffic is coming, so that will go into the Lena engine first. Lena means your L1 to L4. You understand, right? L4, the port number and all. Okay. Your IP addressing, routing, switching, port number, everything will be done by the Lena engine. If that traffic sees, okay, man, it has to be go for the antivirus as well. Send it to the Snort engine. All this antivirus inspection and everything will be done by the Snort engine. Then again it will go for the Lina engine. Again, see the parallel thing. It is coming again Lina engine and then going out. This is the architecture which we have in other vendor. Okay. And you can check all other vendors as well, architecture wise. Now, SP3, what is the time? 1 p.m. Okay. For the first day, I think we are okay. SP3 parallel processing X special. What is special about SP3? Super performance, ease of management, scalability, comprehensive security, nothing matter. Okay. This is the first class. We did it till here. Management strategy will start from tomorrow, like how we are going to manage it. So till now, what we covered, we just talk about different flavor. Okay, let me just repeat it. We talked about different flavor. Okay, and control plane, data plane, and then SP3. 3 topics. So here from my documentation, network suite, single pass architecture, control plane, data plane, firewall offering. That's it. Till here, we completed. Okay, we're going to start from here. What we're going to start from here? This is going to be a complete lab in which we are going to design a lab, and we'll take the access, we'll do the basic configurations and everything. Then that is going to be the very first lab for your Palo Alto. Purely basic. Okay, how to get access, what minimum configuration is required to get the access. Okay, this is what we're gonna check tomorrow, 11